This is the ECLIO Terrn 2. It is a full suspension e-bike with bicycle and motorcycle style features. It has a rear hub motor with 5,500 watts of power and 135 newton meters of torque. It has a motorcycle style seat and a twist throttle along with pedals. So in this video, we're going to put it to the test. Let's get started. We are at the e-bike test track and I'm going to start out doing some lap times using the throttle only in assist level 5 to start out. And then, a little loose in that corner. Lost the front end. Then I'll try pedaling, see what that does to compare. That was a really weird noise, but hopefully it's nothing major, just some rubbish going on. We'll check that out later after I put in another lap here. Let's try pedaling now, and definitely feels like it takes a little while out of the corners to get the motor to kick on. Actually barely got any power that entire straightaway, so I'm feeling like the throttle is definitely going to be quicker here on this track. I'm going to do another lap without the motor on at all, just to see how difficult it is. I want to show that it can be ridden even if you run out of battery, although it's not going to be so quick and you'll definitely get more of a workout, but you can get around. I don't think I'd want to go up too big of a hill with it. Might be better off walking at some point, but out here it's pretty flat, so I'm still cruising, just having to work for it. It does look like the throttle was the fastest, followed by pedaling with the motor on, and of course the motor off was the slowest. Hannah has ridden this bike for about 30 seconds, so this should be a good initial impression for her. She is also quite a bit shorter than me. I am 6 feet tall, she's about 5'4", so that should give you a good comparison about how well the bike fits different size riders. Looks like she's getting the hang of it a little more now. Let's see what her first lap time was using the throttle, and now she will start pedaling to see how that feels. It does feel like a torque sensor would help. Maybe that would make that motor kick on a little earlier. This takes a bit of a spin before it kicks on. And there it is. It does get going, but we definitely expected it to happen a little quicker out of the corners. And when you slow down there, you can see she was ready for it, and it wasn't going, but still gets her around just fine.
Well, it felt pretty good with the throttle. I personally, anything with the throttle that looks like a dirt bike and has pedals, I don't really like it that much. But when I started pedaling, it just felt really inconsistent. The power was going out, in, out, in, out, and it just wanted to like take off the minute that you did the pedals. But the throttle, when it's just throttle only, it felt really smooth. More
fun with the throttle then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like if you're going to pedal it, you want to continue in a more straight line and not do so many turns because it takes a second to kick back on. Throttle is much more controllable there, but either way, it can be fun in the right application, I think. This thing feels a bit like a motorcycle and seems to have some good power, so wow, that is really not a good sound. Let me try this again. I was saying I wanted to ride it a bit on the motocross track, so maybe I just have to be a little smoother and softer to avoid that noise. I will be pretty surprised if I can make this jump, but gotta try, and it's got just enough power. A little harsh on the landing, but I really wasn't expecting to make it. Now for the hill climb test, Hannah is going to start out just using the throttle to see if... Take 2, let's try again and see how it sounds this time. Go for it. No problem and no noise. Well, it went up the hill, no problem. Let's see how those brakes are going back down. Look pretty good. How'd they feel?
They felt pretty good.
Now for the true test, since I weigh quite a bit more than Hannah, let's see if it can pull me up there, and it does, no problem. My brake tests usually involve nose wheelies, and no problem there either. Now I want to see if it can pull me on the hill. Ultimate torque test, and it's a little slower, but gets me up. Let's see if I can do a longer nose wheelie. Actually, pretty decent, but I gotta go a little faster. Try to roll it further. There we go. What about turning? Oh, can definitely feel the weight on that one. I gotta throw into it a little harder to get it to come around further. Oh, got it around, but was not ready for it. Let me try again. Oh. There we go. That move reminded me to try a fakie. See if I can go backwards on it. I can, but that wasn't very good. Hopefully I can roll a little further and then, nope. There we go, that's what I was looking for. Well, it seemed like the noise was coming from the motor, and they actually ended up replacing the whole bike. So we're back at it with a fresh ride. I'm going to test it out some more. Let's see how it feels on a drop. Oh, and a jump. I don't know if you could hear that, but the suspension definitely bottomed out pretty harsh on that drop. It does feel pretty soft for me at 200 pounds. The soft suspension might actually be nice through this rock section, and not bad. Now for more of a test, going up it, and I'm through. A little sloppy, but I made it. Well, that rock garden was a little too easy, so I'm going to try stepping it up, going through this one. This should be a lot more difficult. Oh, smashing chainring a little bit, but pulled through it. A little tight and technical through there. Oh, taking a dab, getting extra sloppy at the end there. That's pretty tough. Typically, I would ride that again and try to clean it, but I don't really want to beat the bike up too much. The chainring is pretty low. I smashed it there along with the crank and pedal, most likely. And I'm finding the throttle is pretty tricky to use exactly how I want to. I would definitely prefer it to be full grip width instead of this half twist. Just makes it hard to do that fine control that I like to find. Struggling with that a little bit, so that's taking some getting used to, but that's definitely possible. I'm just gonna move on for now. This short enduro cross track is a great testing area for almost any bike, but it has to be pretty capable to be able to make it through, and the power is definitely not an issue here. Getting through it relatively easy, but again, that rear shock is just too soft for my liking for this type of riding, so I'm definitely bottoming out a bit more than I would like, but there's some laps. I might as well try a lap this way, and I'm going to slow it down a little bit in hopes that I don't bottom out so many times and so harsh. I did bottom there, but was not as bad as when I was trying to go faster, so maybe it's got to tame down the speed for a smoother ride. I'll slow it down a lot here and see if I can stay on this skinny. Oh yeah, no problem there. Here is another drop test, but I'm going to try doing it slowly and softly. A bit more trials here for you. Oh, no problem. This one might be interesting. Oh, I want to get a nice floater here. Oh, not that time. A little better. There we go. Now I want to show you one of my favorite features of the bike, and that is how easy it is to remove the battery. Just open that, put one of the two keys in, and turn it. It slides right out. And to put it back in, you line up the rails, press it down, turn the key the other way, pull it out, and you're good to go. Now for one of my least favorite features, and that is that you have to use this NFC card to turn it back on. It doesn't take much, but hopefully there's a way you can turn that off. It will be useful for some people, but not for me out in the woods. Some other features it has lights, there's a switch here, and a horn. It also has blinkers as well. So I think it's time to go take it on the road and see how fast it goes. Well, I'm heading out to the road on our lane, and this might be where the bike is most at home. There are a lot of small bumps, but the soft suspension should do a pretty good job smoothing those out, and I should be able to cruise as fast as I really want to. It's a little windy out here, but not too bad. It's a nice way to get around the farm, especially right now. Got the sunset coming. It's a nice day out, besides a bit of wind, so nice time to go for a cruise. I did feel it bottom out on a pretty small bump, like it did just there, so still I would prefer the suspension to be stiffer for me, but for a lighter rider or a kid, maybe it's good enough. Okay, let's see how fast this thing goes. I'm on assist level 5, using throttle only, passing 20 miles an hour already, and it feels like it's slowing down right around 25 actually. I thought it was going to be faster than that. There is 26, but it doesn't feel like I'm going to get any more than that right here, right now. Now I want to compare what the speed on the bike says with the GPS on my phone, and it looks like it is really close, within a mile an hour or so. So it is nice that the bike is not trying to lie to you by saying you are going a whole lot faster than you really are. Okay, there's supposed to be a way to unlock the speed on this. You hold the brake and the throttle while turning it on, and then once that's done flashing, 1, 2, 3, and hold for 5 to 10 seconds, they tell me, and hopefully that should do it. Here we go. I think the acceleration should be similar, but it should just continue to climb until I hit somewhere hopefully closer to 40, but we will see, and hopefully you can hear me. That is 38 there, and 39, a slight downhill here should make me hit 40. There it is. I don't think I'm going to go a whole lot faster than that, but slight downhill allows me to hit 41. Well, that is going to wrap up this video. So if you want to find out more about this bike or pick one up for yourself, you can check out the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.